Great communication or great sex? Which are you choosing?
I mean, what's the context? What's the
Yeah,
context?
we,
Right? What's the
yeah, like
context of this?
yes.
We talking about for marriage? You talking about just
Choose it in the context you're choosing it for.
okay? Good. I say
Since, since you're a contextual ass Nick, no stop.
I like that right there. That's a good
Since
one.
you're a
Hey,
context,
If it's not good, it's not great. It's barely happening. I ain't trying to really listen to talk to you. Like,
yeah. See, my
man,
thing is,
like what you
I,
doing here, yo?
you know,
I guess it depends on the person. See, I
do
go
you
for
know?
the part that
You
I'm
know how
used to
much?
doing all the work anyway, right? So
it's
I
one
bring
lang-
the great.
it's
So if
one language.
you're used to
It's
bringing
one
the great
it's,
anyway,
it's one language that always communicate.
yeah. But who's doing the? Is it you bringing the A game, or they gotta bring?
Imagine your booty hole is a flashlight and you want to shine it to the world, right? That's how.
Hey, kingmaker. So for Valentine's Day, you gonna be communicating.
Huh? I communicate every day. I'm thinking.
Sex good and I'm the best kept secret. You know one, I'm your best kept secret. Lieutenant on your ass, gotta make this fast, oh yeah. Even though you got a badge, you're in your bag. And let them know, see your bitch you pretty from the head into the toe, hey. The freestyle, plus I'm fucking SEO. Lieutenant on your ass, don't let no one know. The wildin' when she leaned up, don't know how to act, but she got that Selena. She trippin' off a nigga with the beam on. I go Wu-Tang, then she put the cream on. Hit your dance, it's your theme song. Feel so good that it don't seem wrong. Don't worry about them, girl, keep going. And keep putting them Vicky C's on. I needed somebody to lean on.
Hey, we back. I told you I was gonna find that clip.
Yeah, I was surprised. You had to go searching a little bit.
I was I've been communicating every day. Told you I was gonna get the clip, put the little thing together for the boy.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Time drop February.
Hey,
It's crazy. We're in May already. That time flew.
yeah, that was
That was
time
really
flies.
3 months. Yeah.
All right, before I do the intro, I'm gonna just go ahead and say what I always used to tell people back in the day. I say time flies whether you're having fun or not, so you better enjoy it.
Mm.
All right, well, we back. Welcome to the Mentality Podcast.
You cut your hair?
No, I ain't coming here.
Oh, no, it's not my bad.
Yeah, I'm doing this little thing. I'm trying
It's
to.
like
doing,
sideways. I didn't see it.
I'm doing. Yeah, it's sideways because my drapes was breaking. So my salute to my girl that do my hair. My stylist. She's smart, so she don't want to put too much pressure on the part that was weak. So she breaking them sideways like that, so the boy could get his scalp right again. But I'm doing my old man style. I'm trying to keep a shadow in the front. What do they say? Business in the front, party in the back.
It looked like it looked like a lineup.
You can't see me coming. Here we go. All right, but welcome to the Mentality Podcast, where grown men gather, where grown men meet, that have real, raw, and unfiltered conversations. We talk life, love, mental health, manhood, and everything in between. And we're backed up and supported by hertality. No egos, just honesty. Let's get into it. But remember, subscribe, like, share, comment. Participation. We don't just give participation awards. You got to get active out here. And also remember that the revolution will not be televised. It'll be podcasts, especially podcasts by us. Podcasts in basements, bedrooms, wherever we at. We be on the road, but we're going to get it to you. We're going to get the real, the raw. Today, we're going to keep it fun, keep it funky. We ain't going to get too deep today. We got maybe one or two. Let me flash the topics. Let me flash the topics. We're gonna talk boxing. Number two hurt my heart. We're gonna talk communication. We're gonna talk victory day. We're gonna talk the Met Gala was on Monday. Yesterday actually. Yeah. We're gonna talk NBA playoffs. We got a fun show today. But before we get started, we're gonna start with our pro tip. I'm gonna read the pro Kingmaker. You wanna read the pro tip to them?
Yeah, sure. So before we get too deep,
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
I guess before we get to,
I'll read the protest. I'll read my protest. I wrote down my thought. I forgot to take my thought off. All right, so before we get to
wait. Oh, that was what the pro tip.
The pro tip for today. The pro tip for today for an old dude like me is learn how to edit. But all right, but the real pro tip for today is don't just hear, listen. The difference could be the reason you finally understand some of the things you've been missing. That's the pro tip. And you're welcome. Let's get to the show. Any of y'all watched the boxing this past weekend?
The Canelo. I saw the highlights.
It was a couple. Friday night was boxing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They had in your city. They was fighting in Times Square.
Who?
You didn't see? Okay, they had Haney fought.
Haney fought.
Haney. They had Rolly fought Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Garcia. They fought right outside in Times Square.
Wait. Rolly fought Ryan?
Yeah. That was Friday.
Ryan lost. And Haney fought who?
Haney fought oh my goodness, I'm forgetting names so bad. I'm too old. Give me 1 second. Devin Haney fought. Devin Haney was just doing his
Jose
thing.
Ramirez, huh?
Yeah. He was doing his thing where he just rolled around on the skates a little bit.
Yeah.
But he won.
He won that one.
Mm-hmm. He won.
Ryan fought Rolly.
Ryan lost to Rolly. Rolly knocked Ryan down. I want to say at the beginning of the second round, maybe third. It was like he hit him with a double left hook and dropped him.
I thought Ryan was in rehab when he got out. He gonna revive Rolly's career. Well, look, man, he tore him up.
Yeah, dude, you look.
He said I might retire. What?
Oh well, let me go ahead and play the double left hook for you, this since we.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is sensational, but they got this thing saying he's in the locker room saying I might retire.
Oh, Ryan said he might retire.
I don't know. I just see some ad. I'm not sure if that's just somebody trying to do some publicity, but
I actually met a brother out here.
He might revive Rolly's career. I thought Tank ended Rolly's career.
Nah, I met a brother out here who was he said when he does a podcast, a boxing podcast. I gave him my info because I wanted to link with him. But yeah, no, we was just he wasn't really feeling the. Let me put this on. Let me share my screen. KP, you watch boxing?
Sometimes. If it's on like TikTok or it's like a platform that's something else my friends are watching, I'll watch it along with them. Especially with like little skims of it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play boxing with my brother in the video game.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, wait, let me take this down. I got all my business up here. My business up there.
Devin Haney.
Which one is?
Which is Rolly and Ryan.
Yeah, no.
How did it end? It ended in a stoppage, or is just
no? They went the distance. After that, it was pretty much one of those fights that Rolly won most of the rounds, but it could have went either way because they were just doing a lot of pouring at each other. It wasn't like a master class of boxing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so,
what
in your opinion, what was the best fight that night?
The best fight that night, in my opinion, to me was the Rolly fight. That was the one that I was the most interested in. Was seeing how Ryan bounced back after the PDD. Yeah. Devin Haney fight was pretty much like how his fights be. He don't really.
I don't really.
Yeah, no.
What did you think about the Canelo?
That was whack.
Yeah.
Nah, that I don't know. I'm like, it seemed like the Cuban fighter wasn't really bringing it the way I would want. Like he was like he was going rounds with just backing up and throwing one little. It's like, bro, like you gotta bring the fight to him. Like you don't gotta stand there and be a slugger, but you gotta at least try to bring the fight.
Well, the thing is, he had the size. He's bigger. He's bigger than and his arms are longer. I'm not sure why he was.
Yeah, he was. It was like
was scared of something. I don't know why.
I'm like, was the agreement to not damage Canelo? I was happy. I was happy because you know why? We got our fight back.
September
12th. You remember they had put the fight on, and they said they weren't going to do the fight anymore because he was going to fight Jake Paul.
Yeah,
and we talked about that like episode 3.
Canelo.
No, actually, we were talking about that on the episode I think I just clipped for the communication.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, they said that they took the fight off. So, because at that time I was like, yo, we might have to pull up to Vegas for the fight.
Yeah.
Do a Mentality podcast live on set. Live on set for the fight. Like, let's do
September 12th now.
What day is September 12th? What is that? I mean, it's a Saturday, but like,
yeah.
That got to be like the week after Labor Day.
September 12th is actually a Friday. But it might be in Dubai.
No, it's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas?
Yeah, that's what.
I just saw the Arab dude there. So I just assumed the UAE or something.
No, let me play it again.
Here it is, the official face-off. The date, September 12, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA.
Yeah,
Allegiant Stadium. They're going to do a Friday night fight? Well, that big of a fight?
September 12th is Friday. I thought maybe it's in UAE and it just works out to be like Saturday morning and Friday night for us.
Yeah.
But no, if it's okay.
Man, that's crazy that they're doing that's a huge fight.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that's gonna be a good Friday night. Whether you're in Vegas or not, that's a nice little Friday night.
That's interesting they do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
that's gonna be interesting.
Maybe they want to do something on the 13th. I don't know. Superstition.
I think let me see. I know I got something from my daughter. Let me see what they got. If it's that week or the week before. Because if I don't have that commitment through, if I can get to Vegas, I'm gonna try to do that. I think that I know I got something for oh yeah, so her thing is on the 8th. So it's the week Monday before that. Okay. I'm gonna have to start planning. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
I bet.
12 is far.
It'd been good. It'd have been good. Wash said he not going to Vegas. He said he said that's going to be he gonna finally buy a pay-per-view. Yeah, he said he's not trying to do Vegas. He gonna finally buy a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, man. Yeah, September's just so far. I'm surprised they're going that far. It must be. I don't know.
Yeah, your boy got to eat right now. I'm hungry. I just came home. I was traveling. I just got back from DC.
You in DC?
No, I'm back in Houston. I just came back from DC.
When you come back from DC?
Just before the show. Pulled up and grabbed some food on the way. Yeah, came in. My baby girl was all happy to see me. She like, Daddy, can I lay on your stomach? Yeah. When I'm done with my show. But anyway, let me go ahead. Now I'm really happy about this Bud Canelo fight.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how much bigger Bud. Like I thought that Bud didn't look that much smaller than Canelo.
He looked taller. He used to. No, right there they look same. They look the same because I knew Canelo's 5'7".
Canelo only 5'7" because Canelo was much taller than
Canelo's 5'7".
Remember when Mayweather fought him? It looked like Canelo had like a good 2 inches on him or something.
Mayweather's like 5'6". Actually, no, Mayweather's like 5'8".
5'7". Yeah, 5'7".
No, Mayweather's like 5'8". Yeah, but Canelo's 5'7".
I saw Mayweather one day when I was in Vegas, and I said to
No,
somebody.
he's 5'9". You know, the Carnelo's 5'9".
No, 5'9". Okay.
Yeah, 5'9".
I had said to somebody, I was like, yo, and this was when I used to work out. Like I'm back to work and starting to work out. This is like when I used to work out. And I was like, yo, I had guns. And I was like, yo, Mayweather was a big little dude. Like, Mayweather weighed like 150. So for 150, I was like, oh, he got some.
He fights out like 140, right?
Yeah, he fight like 147. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I see how he be keeping people off of him. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny because on TV, like even Bruce Lee, when I found out like Bruce Lee was like 137, like
me right now, I weigh 220.
Yeah, like Bruce Lee's like 137, and I was like, when you think about it, Bruce Lee, he was like 5'11", but no, he's like 5'8", 5'8" too. But he was
my arms wasn't like that much more than Mayweather's arms at that time, and I'm like, yo, he's like 147. His arms about the same size as mine.
Yeah.
Stiff jab. Get up off me. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and pivot. I'm happy about this boxing.
It's gonna be a good fight. I think it should do in the summertime. I think September's so far away.
You don't think that's a good time for it?
I mean, that's a good time, but why would you tell people we're gonna have a fight in 4 more months?
I mean, because they need 4 months because you got to have 1 month dedicated on training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to be able. They got to do a press conference in Cali.
Yeah.
They got to do a press conference in Vegas. They got to do a press conference on the East Coast. They'll probably do like New York or maybe Florida. And then knowing this since it's Canelo, they might do a fourth one. They might do 4 press conferences.
Yeah, I mean, how long is your camp? Because you just got out of a fight. You got a little bit of recovery, but how long is your camp when you get back in this? I feel like that's gonna. I don't know the boxing game in that regard, but I'm thinking like that amount of time. Like, when was Crawford's last fight?
Crawford's last fight? Oh, Crawford's last fight has been. He fought that middleweight. When did he fight the middleweight? It would have been like October.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think it was like October, maybe November. Oh wow, it's August. Man, Tom.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's a long time.
Crawford gonna have been off for a whole year and a month.
Yeah, he been fought no one for a whole year.
Dang, it's been August since he fought that fight.
That was a tough Israel, the Dagestani guy, Dagestan or something like that, right?
Yeah, that was a tough fight for him.
That was a good fight for him, and that's the thing. I mean, I know, Canelo's gonna want to rest up a little bit, but I mean, if I was them, I want to keep it hot. You don't want to be out just training for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
What really matters to me, really got your boy hurting. I saw the news drop. And I was like, oh man, they delayed my GTA 6. They pushed it back. To May or March of 2026, right?
What was
that's the only game like dead ass. GTA is the reason I keep a game console.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if it's not for right now I kind of play I don't play GTA no more right now. Like I mess around on Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
But GTA is like the reason why I bought a console and keep a console is just so that I can go in.
What was the original date for the release?
It was supposed to drop in September. It was supposed to be fall of 2025.
Okay.
But they said that they're striving for perfection, so they're going to push it back to May of 2026.
2026, May 2026. Okay. Oh yeah.
Remember, I was telling you, I was like, once GTA drop, I'm about to start me a GTA channel and shit. I was like,
yeah. Because I never played 5, but
you didn't play 5?
Nah. like GTA was never my real thing. Like I'm always been an RPG guy.
Yeah, you always been like into the RPGs.
But GTA, I know nothing.
Kaylin, you know what an RPG is?
GTA?
No, RPG game. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
That's like
Final
video,
Fantasy
and video
games.
games.
Oh yeah, okay. Then I played those when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's always been me. But GTA, I don't know, but it became like it has a whole online scene, right? Then people they were just playing like
the online go crazy.
Yeah, like
the online go crazy.
Like the online was wild. like like they were doing some wild stuff in there. I was like,
Cats had a whole like gang wars on the online on GTA.
Yeah,
like gang wars.
Yeah, this one dude was a pimp. Like he was literally pimping other players. Like they were really working for him. Like I was like, what's happening here?
You know that rapper T Grizzly.
Yeah.
Because all he did was GTA 6.
Oh yeah, GTA 5. Yeah, like people like it was like they were like some guy was like a real pimp on GTA. Like he was other players. Like I was like, what's happening? I said, I thought it was like the regular game, but they said nah, online because people like modding and everything. Now I heard it was a big game. Like in GTA 5 came out 2017, 18.
GTA 5, that GTA 5. When did that come out?
18.
No, it was before that, right?
Before that.
It's been 8 years. So 2025 minus 8, what'd that get you? Oh, yeah, 2017.
This is original release 2013. Man.
2015.
Yo, rocking with. Yeah, no, it says initial date is 2013. Y'all been rocking on that game for 12 years.
Oh wait, you know what? That's right. You know what I'm thinking about?
What happened?
I'm thinking about I repurchased the game
when it came
the
for
PS5 came out.
The 5, yeah, the 5.
Because I bought it I had the PS4, and then when I got the 5, I had to do the conversion to get the 5. When did I get my PS5?
You've been playing this thing for 12 years, huh?
Yeah, no, it's still good.
Yeah,
it's still good. Like GTA is that shit.
12 years. Yeah.
Somebody was like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Nobody say I'm gonna be in my 80s playing GTA. I was like, yep, that's gonna be like, yo, never.
You're not doing campaign no more. What are you doing?
No, I do campaign.
You do campaign for 12 years?
No. I don't play it actively. Like every now and again, I'll go on and mess around.
Like you're not online though. You're not online though.
No, I don't do the online because online, like I said, they're real serious and it's like they be like online. The only thing I do online is right now. I don't really do much online, but whenever I do something online, it's just gonna be Call of Duty, first-person shooters. But when the new GTA 6 come out, that's when I'm gonna really take it. I'm gonna really like put in some time, like raise some hell in the online community. You know?
Yeah, I know a lot of streamers. A lot of people are streaming that. That's like a big streaming thing. Like a lot of people making money streaming. Just like
that's what I'm planning to do is stream it.
Yeah, they do the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
Now that we've delved into this whole podcasting space, I just gotta learn how to do the video capturing, and then I can stream it.
I think it's basically the same thing. You gotta look through software. I was streaming a little bit with
Yeah, you gotta put like some kind of video capturing software in your.
Twitch does it, things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's why I started to
OBS, OBS, all those other softwares. It's straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah. But nowadays, even with your 5, I think you stream straight off your 5 now. I think you can do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can stream straight off your 5. They got the record feature.
I gotta look into that. Well, no, you can definitely record clips on the 5, and but I never really messed around with it too much. Bet. Nah, man, GTA 6. Let me see some. Let me find this video real quick for you. While I find that. While I'm finding that, check this out.
Renting a paddle boat.
No, that is not correct. Sean, it's your turn. 500.
T.
Yes, 2 T's.
I like to buy an E.
Mm-hmm. There are 2 E's. And no more vowels.
I like to solve.
Yeah.
Renting a paddle boat.
Super dummies. No, that's not right. Oh. Michelle, you have $3,000. You can spin again, but you don't have to.
Oh.
600. What letter do you want?
M.
No. Crystal.
I have to spin.
$900.
W?
No, Sean?
Bruh, that wasn't staged, bro. Did what do y'all think of that right there? Yeah, I saw that video. I forgot what I was walking through a store and I saw that video and I just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, well, I guess it was confusing the word paddle and pedal.
So the first person said rent in a paddle boat.
Yeah, paddle boat.
He said no.
No.
And the dude right after her said
rent in a paddle boat.
Rent in a paddle boat.
The other said W. Paddle. Paddle. I don't know. Yes.
The other lady came and said,
I guess.
Then the lady asked for an M.
Yeah, M.
Asked for an M.
Padam.
Yo.
Pedal. I guess you call it pedal. I know paddle, but pedal. I guess.
My man said, like, yo, only one funnier than that is the one when it was like, it was like the phrase was pain in the butt, I think, or something like that. And the dude said right in the butt. He screamed it out. He screamed out right in the butt. He said it with so much intensity. This lady on the show was like, "Oh my god!" Yo, Wheel of Fortune be having the funniest mess up. But yeah, I was like, man. But before we go to the next topic, which is the good topic, the deep topic, I want to just get your thoughts on two more things first. Two more things. Then we're gonna pivot.
We brought strangers into the lab in pairs of 2. With the flip of a coin, determined who was going to be a rich player and who was going to be the poor player. The rich player got 2 times as much money to play the game. They got to roll both dice instead of one, so they got to move around the board a lot quicker, and that mattered because when they moved around the board and passed go, they would collect $200, whereas the poor person, they'd collect $100. The inequality is almost immediately apparent to the players. How couldn't it be? But within a couple of minutes, dynamics start to crystallize.
How many 500s did you have?
Just one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I have 3.
And the rich player started to behave a little differently. Rich players become more dominant. Rich players eat more pretzels. When moving their piece around the board, they become louder. They start smacking the board with their piece.
I want to buy out this whole board.
And the rich players were significantly ruder.
You don't have enough money to do hope.
They were far more likely to showcase and talk about how well they're doing.
Life is sweet for me.
And to belittle the plight of those poor players. So they became less compassionate.
Yes, and I'm buying it.
And these are patterns that we're observing consistently over hundreds of different individuals.
You're gonna run out of money soon.
You see people who are winning because of the flip of a coin start to act as if they actually deserve to win.
Looks like I made some good investments.
One of the questions we ask is, why did you win the game? And you can imagine that rich players would say, well, I won the game because of that flip of the coin. I had 2 times the advantage. But none, not one, of the rich players attributed their inevitable success in this game to that force of luck that randomly got them that privileged position in the first place. We translate perceptions and experiences of being better off than others materially to being better than others.
Ooh.
I get that. I like
hey,
that.
Right?
I like that.
We dropping that science over here on Mentality Podcast, yo. We dropped that real shit. What you think? Say what you were saying. My bad, bro.
No. I said I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like how the girl was trying to rub it in. She was like, "Oh, I just got so much money."
yeah. She's doing so much money. Yeah. That's an interesting experiment.
You only got 3 500. The dude said, "How many 500s do you got?" The dude said, "I got one." I got 3. Like, nigga, you started with 3.
Yeah.
Nigga, he started with 3. It's like Trump, you know what I'm saying? It's that whole Trump mentality. Like, yo,
whole Trump mentality. That's
like your pops gave you $10 million, dog. Like, bro, you knock it off, bro.
Yeah, that's an interesting experiment, though. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, you gonna look into it?
Yeah.
KP, what you think about that?
It was funny. That was funny. It was. They actually put that in like I haven't played Monopoly in so long. So that
you know who used to go to war on Monopoly? Kingmaker and Buzz.
No, I think all of us really.
Yeah.
We used to have some good Monopoly games. We had the best Monopoly. I don't play with anybody else. I told people I only play Monopoly with my. Really, I only play Monopoly with my brother. But I don't play with. I mean, sometimes y'all like to play like other people too. The last game we played with B. I like people who play to win. And some people out there, they start playing so that you lose. They don't play so they can win. They play so you lose. And I don't like that mindset. So you play games where their goal is just so that you don't win. And that happens a lot when I play with people in certain games. They just play so I don't win.
That's life, yo.
They say from the beginning, let's make sure he doesn't win. I'm like, what type of game we playing? So Monopoly, you gotta have that mindset. We had some good games. We had some really, really good games. And Monopoly's good.
Thing is that in Uno, a lot of people take Monopoly and Uno very serious.
Well, Uno, spades. I think it depends on that. Like, I was on Threads. I don't know if you're using Threads yet, Kingmaker. Oh, you don't use social media.
I'm not a big social media man.
Okay, so I was on Threads. I like Threads. Threads is my new favorite app now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's more of my speed. Like I kind of I had Instagram for a long time, but I never used it. I only really started using Instagram once I started getting into the business, because like posting I don't even take pictures like that. Like I was at a whole event on Monday, a fashion event, and I didn't take not one picture, like, because it's not my mindset to take pictures like that. So like Instagram is more of a visual app sharing. So like, and since I never really take pictures, I never really got the pictures to share like that. I'm trying to get better, but Threads is more communication. That's more my speed, like typing out thoughts, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I used to like Twitter. But Twitter,
a lot of people on it?
I don't know. I don't think so. What you think? You think there's a lot of people on there, KP?
Twitter?
No, on Threads.
On Threads, it's a good amount. I wouldn't say it's not like Twitter type of popularity, but it's a good amount of people that's on Threads.
Okay.
Because Instagram owns Threads, right?
Facebook owns Instagram and Threads, correct?
Okay. And is once you create an Instagram, you automatically on Threads, or how does it work?
No, you have to choose to be a part of the Threads.
Okay.
Yeah. They give you a choice, but you have to go through it through Instagram though.
You have to go through it through Instagram, correct?
I see.
So I like that. I just put out a casting call on Threads. Not a back room casting call, people, but a
yeah, I was a casting couch. What's happening?
Not a casting couch, people. Don't know.
Like, what's happening?
Don't you dirty up my name on the internet? I put a casting call out for something that me and KP gonna be spinning on. I mean, it's gonna be really KP gonna be leading it, but down here. So like, we're gonna need some contestants. So if you're watching this and if you're hearing this voice and you're in the greater Houston metro area, We need some talent to participate in an event. Casting call. Go to my thread.
What you need, like actresses, actors?
No. We're gonna be doing the We're gonna be doing the. Actually, we'll be doing. I was gonna announce it later, but I'll announce it now. We're gonna be doing a game show.
Okay.
Game show.
Like storytelling, authors, poetry is a really good game for you.
We're doing a game.
Okay.
We're working.
I know some people.
KP's gonna be the host of it. She's gonna be the host of it. I'm gonna be behind the scenes, but yeah, so that's kind of when I think I told you before when I that's how me and her kind of linked up, because I was like I gotta find a good sister to like really like do this one thing, and so I was at some things and meeting different people. And so then I had met KP, and then we chopped it up, and our thoughts kind of aligned. Like, and I was like, I bet. And we've been making good plans ever since. So we're gonna make it happen. So that's why KP came on here, because like this is like her. I throwing her in the fire. This is the training ground. I figured if she could survive and sit through all of the raw, rough, rugged conversations we have in mentality, she'd be golden. But yeah, man, we're gonna do a cool little game show though.
Cool.
I mean, nice. We're gonna go ahead.
No. I don't want to see it on the air. It's okay.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it on the air. I'm not trying to get undermined by one of your followers out here. Take my idea before I can speak.
My people are good people. Ain't nobody gonna take your idea.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but everybody likes money, so that's a good idea. I went and buy.
We're gonna make money together, people.
Yeah, I went and
if you watch this show, if I got money, you got money. My money is your money. So give me money.
Don't say stuff like that. You can get text messages. Hey man, I heard the comment still online. I really resonated with me.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me tell you about some problems I got right now.
Right. Hey, your problem is my problem. Let's fix these problems, yo.
Shoot, man.
All right. Your problem is my problem. Let's fix these problems. Like, you know what I mean?
I might find some problems now.
I
might find some problems now. Tell me that.
You gotta start flickering your light, like, oh,
yeah, like, man, I gotta pay that bill. It's coming up. You know, the funny thing is, all my lights in my house are Wi-Fi. So really, I could just do this.
Oh, you balling?
So
you see that? KP? You know why?
I could just.
You know why he could do that, KP? You know why he could do that? Oh, I wish I could just play the.
So I would just start flickering my lights easy.
Hey, KP, the reason he could flick that light like that is because he said he'd be communicating all the time, and I can't go. Right.
You gotta be able to change the color.
I gotta.
You gotta be able to set the mood.
I gotta splice out just that one line of yours. Great communication or great sex? Which are you choosing?
I mean, what's the context? What's the context?
Yeah,
what's the context of this?
Yes.
We talking about for marriage? You talking about just
in the context you choosing it for?
Okay, good. I say
since you're a contextual ass Nick, no, stop.
I like that right there. That's a good one. Hey.
If it's not good, it's not great. It's barely happening. I ain't trying to really listen to talk to you. Like,
yeah. See, my thing is.
Hey, what you doing here, yo?
I guess it depends on the person. See, I go for the part that I'm used to doing all the work anyway, right? So
if you're
used to bringing the great anyway,
one language that always communicate.
Yeah, but who's doing is it you bringing the A game, or they gotta
Imagine your booty hole is a flashlight and you want to shine it to the world, right? That's how.
So for Valentine's Day, you gonna be communicating.
I communicate every day. What's that video that pops up in the middle? That comes out of nowhere.
You talking about the booty hole? I put that in because it goes from what V was saying about
Oh.
You was like, you communicate every night. So I just thought it was funny to just throw her.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny to just throw her.
Where you find these videos at?
Oh man, listen, you don't want to get it, bro. I mean, bro.
Watching.
Smart.
Type of algorithm you got going on. Instagram.
The algorithm only sends you smut.
That's a wild algorithm right there. Yeah, you know what we should have talked about? Not the track is that thing that happened in Michigan with that lady calling the little kid the N-word, and she made $500,000.
We can talk about it.
No, it's cool. We can talk about it later. Bring it up later. We'll bring it up later. We can do other ones that you have scheduled.
No, we good. We ain't off schedule.
I
kind of be leaving that shit alone because, like, it's I mean, it's par for the course. Like, we live in America, so I ain't tripping off of the fact that I understand exactly what my country is all about, and my country ain't shit, you know.
Yeah, they said she was to be a millionaire. Like,
they get that.
She made $1 million in a week. Like, after way, you just gotta go call a little kid. You gotta call a little kid an N-word, and you make $1 million out here. You gotta be unapologetic too. You gotta say, "Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again." And you make $1 million.
Yeah,
they made the lady was. I think
she called the kid. She called the little kid a nigga, and it was like, "Yep."
He said, "Yep."
You see, the DOJ just gave that chick that got shot on January 6th, gave her family $30 million.
What lady got shot?
The Ashley Bobbitt chick, the one that got popped in the head.
During the January 6th?
During the January 6th.
The police officer?
The cop shot her.
Oh,
when she was trying to break the glass door to go to where the senators were.
They gave her $30 million?
They gave the family $30 million.
Oh, she's
like, but that's I mean, come on, man. We live like, this is America. This is the great Satan.
$30 million. DC gave $30 million? Where did DC get $30 million?
Not DC, the DOJ.
The DOJ, the federal government paid them?
Federal government, Department of Justice.
Oh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The DC police shot him, right?
Who?
It was a DC police officer, right?
No, she got shot by Secret Service.
She got shot by Secret Service. Okay,
Capitol Police. I'm sorry,
Capitol Police, and that's DC, right?
Mm-hmm. But it might have been Secret Service, but see, where she was trying to break into, the vice president was there. That's why they shot her.
Yeah.
They shot because when people was gonna come through the door, so he started shooting. And once he shot her, everybody stopped. And I'm like, if there was ever a reason for a cop to shoot a person,
yeah.
Like, people don't get no kind of, they be giving people like punk ass settlements for like doing all of the crazy stuff they do to their kids on the evening news.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get this chick who was running with people who was running shit. It's like, I tell you, I take it serious because I was out there when it happened.
Yeah.
It took me 5 hours to get out from the city to get home when January 6th happened. I was driving out. I was in the office, you know what I'm saying? I'm working. And it's I got a text from the president of my company at the time. And he was like, "Yo, you gotta leave the office." I was like, "What happened?" To turn on the news. It was like the building knows who's in the building, you know what I mean? Because I had swiped in, so they knew I was in the building. And so the dude sent me a message like, "Yo, you might want to get out of there." I'm leaving out, and it was chaos in the district. And I'm sitting there like, "What the heck is happening?" And these mofos is walking around with poles, and I got home and I'm watching all of this craziness. And then everybody's like it was no big deal. And I'm like, no. That shit was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was a huge deal. But America don't give a fuck because the right people, the people with the complexion for the protection, were the ones doing it. So I'm like, yo, that shit was nothing cool about that. Cause like, even if it was something I believe, like going out there and just trying to like fuck up the, like, you gotta be real serious to like try to kill your elected officials. Like, no, like, that's like French Revolution type stuff. And to do that just because your president lost, your politician you wanted to win lost, it's like, nah, bro. Like, ain't no coming back from that. But we let him come back, and the nigga is he's the president right now. So nothing surprised me. The chick getting $1 million for being a bigot or racist, that don't surprise me. Like Trump came down, called Mexicans rapists, and I grabbed him by the pussy. Did an insurrection, got locked up, got 34 felonies, and a nigga president. You know?
No, because I didn't know about the story till I think earlier today. I was looking at it, and they said she was in the park, that the kid is 5 years old, something like autistic, black kid, and I guess he grabbed something from her kid's bag, a little baby's bag, and she started chasing him around.
I don't even matter like the reason.
Yeah, there's no reason. I can see you trying to get. But then she said, "Yeah, I called him that because he was acting like one." I was like, "What you say it, right?" And she's unapologetic. And then you got people, and you know that, and that's the thing. I'm not trying to start beef between mentality and Fresh and Fit, but Myron, whatever his name is from Fresh and Fit, you know that dude.
I know the name. I don't know
Sudanese guy from Fresh and Fit. Yeah, he's Sudanese.
Okay.
Yeah, Sudanese dude.
Shout out to my Sudanese people.
Yeah, but not this one.
I
this one said he says he's okay with racism, right? I was like, what? He said, yeah, is he got problems? She said the N-word. Nope. They have the right to do it. Black people do it to them. I'm like, who you dating? I wanted to look it up. I said, who are you dating? I gotta see who you're dating out here. I'm gonna get Umar on you. But that's the case. No, it was wild. It was wild. So that's the whole thing, because they want to compare it to the Carmelo Anthony thing, where they say he raised money, but they said that he raised money for his defense in the legal case. She raised money.
He raised money for his defense. In a way, do I think he should have been sitting at a track meet with a knife on him?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
not. He shouldn't. Have I made that mistake when I was young? Yes, I did. But to go to the track meet with the knife, he shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah, he's definitely high school track meet with a knife.
I definitely think he has a right to a defense. And my thing is this. It happened out here in Texas, and in Texas,
stand your ground. Stand your ground. That's because they said it's self-defense. He's claiming self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, no, of course. Like out here, people like, and not out here. Let me not say out here. In stand your ground states, theoretically, you have no right need to retreat.
Yeah.
There's no need to retreat. So like if anybody does anything to you, theoretically, based on that law, you could just let them have it. You could just bam, get it over with. You don't have a duty to retreat. So like in Jersey, for instance, you have a duty to find any way to escape. Like you got to do everything possible to not have to do anything violent in Jersey. So like, it's like back when you used to have them, they're gonna be like, but did you try to fly away?
Did you try teleporting first?
Did you try teleporting? No, I didn't. I forgot to teleport.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That can't be self-defense. Wait. So, do you have to at least warn them of the threat of retaliation, or you just
no?
Interesting.
No, because the Castle Doctrine, at least I know in the Castle Doctrine follows you from your house to your car, and so as long as you're traveling, you can protect yourself.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like the Castle Doctrine. Look, you could do whatever you want in your house. They changed it to where it follows you in the car. So like, you'd be like, "Yo, I got that goddamn it on me."
So if you're in your car and someone comes up to you, you can just.
If you're in your car, it travels with you. So like, the Castle Doctrine travels with you to your vehicle, but then you still have stand your ground when you're out your vehicle.
Oh.
So like, and you know how like in your house you can do whatever to protect your house. They put the Castle Doctrine to it goes. They extended the coverage of Castle Doctrine to your house, to your car. I mean, something to that effect. Yeah. Well, basically, don't fuck around with nobody.
Don't mess nowhere in Texas. Yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
Texas, Florida, maybe Georgia. Is Georgia too? I think.
Yeah, all of the Republican states have stand your ground because stand your ground was a license for people to pop black dudes.
Yeah.
So like that's what stand your ground was something that there was a conservative organization that they kind of wrote these different laws within the conservative organization, and then they kind of like went out to the senators and the Congress people and got them to implement what they wanted. So like it would be like if Mentality Podcast started to write laws and things that we want, and then we keep going to different legislators and say, hey, vote for this. And so like that's why you get all of the conservative states. They always have like the similar policies, because there's conservative organizations that are actually writing those policies and pushing them through into the systems of government. And so Stand Your Ground was something that was crafted by Republican think tanks and Republican strategists, not Republican politicians. Republicans don't write laws typically. Most lawmakers don't write laws. They have groups that's outside of the government that write the laws and give it to them. They have like lobbyists and, like consultants, you know what I'm saying, who actually put that together. Is my, am I echoing?
No, you sound good.
Oh, okay. So let's do this. Let's talk about something. I was trying to keep it light at first today because I was traveling and we didn't have time to like really politic with each other like I wanted to. But we got a couple good serious topics, and I just wanted to make sure we keep the show rolling. So I was gonna keep it light with everybody. But let's talk communication. Let's talk communication. But before we get into the communication, we want to. Communication is the key to relationships. And then the other thing that we want to know when we talk communication is, what can a parent do? What can a father do? From our mentality? What is happening? What can a father do to aid if one of his kids is in some type of a toxic relationship? How can pops help? How should pops help? And before we get into this, though, I want to play this because see, this is the key about communication. And the one thing, I'll say this after I play the video. Let me play the video first.
Step up here on this chair and close your eyes. All right, and then everybody fill in, and we're going to ask you to fall, and then they will catch you. So you have to trust us. So I'm going to count to 3. Just relax and fall. Okay? 1, 2, 3. No, wait, no!
No!
You see that? Communication. They said, trust us and we'll catch you. They can. So what's one of the main keys of communication? Now let's start with that.
How you respond? Like
okay,
how a person responds or intake criticism or
okay. What's the main key of communication, Kingmaker?
For me, it is understanding both viewpoints. That's important, right? Especially from at least what I do in teaching, is that you have to understand both viewpoints. And beyond understanding both viewpoints, you got to be able to see how someone got to that conclusion. And that's really important, right? So what happens a lot of times with at least the students I deal with is that a lot of them, they get stuck in their ways, and a lot of the problems they run into is actually just bad communication. I see many times one person thought someone said something about them and they said this, and they start arguing and yelling and screaming. And it's like, wait a minute, they're not even talking about you. But again, it's just the idea that they didn't really understand exactly what they said or what it applied or what it meant, but they let their thought be the main thought, right? So they say, you said this, and this is what I believe you said. I'm not going to ask for clarification. I'm just going to go with what I think you said, right? So communication, in my mind, when I deal with communication talking, is really, first things first, you need to understand your position. But the number one thing is being able to understand other people's position from their vantage points. And I think that ability to switch sides allows for flexibility.
Okay.
So that's what I really look for.
So the way I'll explain my perspective on communication is I'll use an email as an example, or you can say text message. But sometimes people will send an email to somebody or a text message, and they'll think that they're communicating. They'll say, "I sent you a message." So the key, one of the keys of, there's multiple keys of communication, but one of the keys of communication is to ensure understanding. So you have to ensure that your message that you communicated is received, right? So like if I send an email, and this is something for anybody, if you're in the work world, take this lesson. If you don't do it already, if you do it, salute. You send an email to somebody, you don't just send the email and walk away, right? Sometimes you send the email and you follow it up with a phone call. Sometimes you send the email and you might get a response, but you got to make sure that what you sent in your first email was received or understood by the other person, because you want effective communication is making sure that my goal is for you to understand what my directions are. So like it don't have to be emails. It could be like, if I tell you like, hey, I need you to run this play for me. If I don't make sure that you understand the play I want, I told you a bunch of stuff. You heard me. You tried to listen to me, but you didn't understand me. So one of the keys of communication is making sure that the person you're speaking to is understanding what you want them to understand. Like, no. So sometimes one of the things you could do with people is you tell them something and you tell them, like, tell it back to me, say it back to me. Or you can say, hey, so explain to me what I want. And then when they explain to you what they want, what you want from their understanding, you can be like, oh, no, you don't get it. No, that's not what I want. I want this. I said do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do that. So like that's one of the keys of communication, is making sure understanding. And what happened in that video was they spoke to the man. The man heard them speak to him. He didn't understand them. Everybody lined up behind him. It's plainly obvious that, hey, we want you to fall back. But what they said was, we want you to stand up here and fall, and we'll catch you. They all thought he understood the mission to fall back, but he fell. He listened to them, but he didn't understand them. So like communication is always pivotal to me. Like, yo, they fall into the crowd, you know what I mean? But yeah, so like that's something that I learned is, and I deal with that a lot. Like when I got like young people, young team members that start or something. It's like you'd be like, yo, I thought I was crystal clear. I told like, bro, I gave you the whole play. I told you how to do everything. And so like that taught me like, oh, we gotta really make sure people understand, because people will be sitting there like, yeah. And don't get none of it. That makes sense to y'all?
No, yeah, it definitely makes sense to me. When it comes to see, for me in my profession, I would say what I say and whatever I'm gonna say, and I do see you just checking for understanding. Well, that's what we call it. But for me, normally I ask questions. So if I say, "Do you understand me?" things like that, or so I think that's a good way, because a lot of times, at least I deal with some people who are not very good at communicating, and you're good at communicating your thoughts. But I deal with a lot of people who are not good at communicating, and honestly, they speak in half sentences. So sometimes they barely even speak with complete words. So half words, half sentences, and they're like, and they ask me, they always, and what you see a lot, they say, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, right. So the case is, they would say half of a thing. So the case is, it is sometimes at least for me, I always I tell people to try to use as few words as possible to express yourself, and then just ask and let them ask questions. I kind of put the responsibility on the listener, right, to ask questions, right? And that's me. If I am confused with anything you say, I'm going to ask many questions, and I have no shortage of questions to anything you say if I have a question, right? And I'll always put the responsibility on the listener if you don't understand me, then say you don't understand me. It's not a problem, right? If you're confused by anything, right? If you're not confused by it, it's not. So I typically go from a different way. I don't put the responsibility on me to. I try to communicate as well as I can, but I try to use as few words as I think possible to express myself. Sometimes it's still a lot of words, but I think the listener, whoever's listening, is your job to make sure you understand other people, and you need to work towards that, because it's just, I think that's just in short, you need to be responsible for your own understanding. That's how I look at it. But
Okay.
yeah, what do you think about Kayla?
Communication. Well, what I've learned is walking, especially in the Gen Z world, they get very, very, they're like
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Hold it down for your people, Kayla. Go ahead.
Gen Z, like even if I'm like soft spoken stuff like that, they get very offended very fast. I noticed that a lot. Like they can't take truth as truth. I noticed that a lot. And so just even if I tell them like in a loving way or being gentle with, they'll still take it offensive. And I'm just like, baby, you're gonna have to grow into the real world, because that's not the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just I feel like most likely, like I said, in Gen Z, they just can't. They always on guard type of thing. That's how I feel like. They're always on guard, and I think they want to be babied and catered to, which I'm not gonna do when you're at that specific age. Like when you hit like 20s and 21, I'm gonna talk to you like you're an adult. I mean, I'm gonna still be loving towards you, but I'm gonna talk to you like an adult. And I know a lot of them, they're so used to being baby fed and stuff like that.
What do you mean by baby fed? And the goods, though. What do you mean by baby fed?
But baby fed?
Like baby fed information, or baby fed what?
I was like, how can I say?
Dealt with baby gloves. We used to call it. We would say dealt with kids gloves. We would say.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what we would say. Like you want to be handled with kids gloves. Like
you don't want to talk with them tough. They don't like.
Or they don't. Yeah. They don't
like tough love or stuff like that. They can't.
Or direct information. Like, hey, I'm gonna. This is one. So like what I think, what I was going to ask is, and I'm not trying to. I don't really know this answer, but I think I kind of feel like that group that you're referring to, that's the group of kids that had who were. We have a whole generation of kids who were with the birth of social media and everything. They were like the parents, like the mother's pride and joy, like my king, that's my king right there. Or daddy's pride, like for a long time, like kids, like, like before my generation, kids was just like kids, right? And then with my generation, like parents didn't even care about the kids. I felt like when I think about how I grew up, I'm like, yo, I'd go to jail. If my kid lived the way I lived. Like just like we used to like get up in the morning and do what we want. We go outside. At 7 a.m., 8 a.m. We come back home at street lights. Sometimes after the street light. Then that next generation comes in with the 90s. Or the late 90s, and then you talk about the Gen X that she's talking about. Those are the kids that's born around 2000, 2005. They were raised by my classmates, and my classmates was like cuffing their kids and like pampering their kids. And so like all of those kids are the ones that's 20 now, 22, 23, 24, and they had, a lot of them were babied. A lot of them were hanging with like when I was young, even like when the adults was eating certain stuff, like the kids just didn't eat it. You didn't give the kids the good food, and you wasn't getting like the shrimps. You wasn't getting that. The adults would be over there eating the shrimps and the clams. You better get that little punk ass hot dog, dog. What's wrong with you? Like, that was like, so my peers who had that similar experience started with the whole, oh, my kid's gonna have more than I had. And you know, every kid got 10 pair of Jordans in 2005 and they 4 years old. Those kids are the ones that she's probably talking about where they still want the kids' gloves, maybe. I can't say that that's certainly the cause of it, but I do remember when that transition happened where, like, in the 90s or the 80s, kids was kids and kids wore kids stuff. And then in like the 2000s, it was like, oh, every kid got all like Jabro jeans and Jordans. And you like, yo, this nigga like 6. Like, he got on Jabros for. Like, but you know, like, so like it's a whole different mentality when you were that kid raised by that parent and treated like that for 10, 20 years. Versus, man, you better eat that hot dog. Fuck out of here. You ain't getting these shrimp. And shrimp for the adults. The clams for the adults. So like that's how, like, I don't know. That's kind of like my take on it. On the whole kids' gloves between the Gen Xers.
I was gonna say like that because I noticed a lot about the males now. It's like they switch genders to me. Like you have males acting like the females, and you have females acting like the males. Okay. And if you were to tell a male that's in his 20s, you know how offensive he will be, even when you like telling the truth and stuff like that. So I feel like when you become like real truthful, or you become direct towards them, they get really offended when I'm just letting you know to try to help you out or something like that. And they get really like sensitive on that touchy part.
Well, we talked about this before because with the whole mentality podcast when we started it, we used to have this thing. We said that's how men's supposed to talk. And me, one of the things I hated this. I hated that whole thing that you're talking about. That's like there's a whole gender war that got started that I used to say was started by the CIA.
Yeah.
Or between the divestors, and I don't know if this is in every community, like every racial community, but I know like within the Black community, which is what I focus on, this started with the divestors, and then you had on the opposite side of the divestors, you had the passport bros, and then there was a level of resentment, and I think it's all just online because I used to say to people, in my group of peers or just my life experience, I never saw as much drama as I seen online. It's like online, online created a whole world of expectations, and then it's kind of bled over into real life, and it has impacted, I feel like it has impacted the youth because I kind of understand their perspectives a little bit. I understand not understand the perspective a little bit. I understand a lot of it, but like life changed in so many different ways, and a lot of people feel like expectations in life didn't change. But the thing is, it's the way that they express their frustrations that bother me, and it's the way that they're not able to communicate without
arguing
or attacking or belittling or demeaning, and so like that's one of the things I always tell people is like, I'm not a gender warrior. I'll never be out there and like, yo, bitches ain't shit, black women ain't this and that, niggas ain't shit, niggas, black dudes ain't this. Like I don't even like people who do that. Like I don't like I'm like we can be honest with each other and say, yo, y'all niggas is bugging. Y'all niggas gotta do better. But I don't be like,
yeah,
the whole everybody
downgrade them type of thing.
Yeah, and when you try to talk to, but the new generation, and it's not even the new generation because you got some older people that's like that. You got older people who are angry, yeah, they just be like, and people be real frustrated, and I get it.
Wait, what are they angry about?
I don't know. You got you got legitimate reasons that you could be angry with. Right? Like you could be angry you could be angry. You could be angry that you're not getting something that you want. Like you could be angry because like it's okay. That's normal. That's human. But it's how you handle that. It's how you deal with that frustration of, damn, yo, I want this, but I can't get it, or I wanted it and I never got it. But just because I never got it, don't mean that I gotta take it out on everybody else. So like that's the reality. It's like people have forgotten how to deal with negative circumstances, and I think that it's because the world has been placed at your fingertips where you can vent online and say whatever.
I wouldn't do that. I shouldn't be made to vent.
No, what I'm saying, like just people go on that whole quick response, like where you could just go and blurt something out on Twitter, or like I see people say the most wildest things on, right? The most wildest things, because people who were never really aggressive or never been in an aggressive situation. This from 2008, 2009, once they got with the YouTubes and the Instagrams and then this and that, they were able to just, Twitter fingers is a real thing. And Twitter fingers has created a whole culture of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that has leached into if you were a young kid growing up, and when you're growing up and you're on Twitter and you're just seeing people spaz out and say the most reckless shit and they get famous for it. And this is why I keep saying to people is like, a lot of these niggas online who got famous for just being the most reckless nigga that they could possibly ever be. Mm-hmm. You got a whole generation of people who they have influenced. And those kids that we're talking about, that Gen Xers, they're sitting there listening to a nigga like DJ Academics, who stats is on, you know what I mean? Like, there's a generation of dudes, millions and millions and millions of young men have accepted his mindset and are following him. Yeah. When that millions and millions and millions of young men need to be plugged in and tapped in and listening to what Kingmaker and G Chili be talking about, because like if it's anybody, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like if it's anybody, you need to know how they think. I feel like I'm that nigga. Yeah. Just from my life experiences, what I started at, where I went through, where I'm at right now, what I'm doing, like all of these reckless. That's one of the reasons why because I used to talk with Bus. He's like, why don't you just do a podcast since you don't like one of these niggas? Because I used to always play and these online niggas, yo. Half of them soft, a lot of them fake, this and that. And the bottom line would be like, I was like, fuck it. I said, I told him, I said, yeah, we're gonna do one. And so that's how we started talking about it for a few months, and we finally got to it. Go ahead, Kingman.
No, because I'm just listening to what you're both saying. So I'm trying to see, right? So what would the, and this is going to you, Kayla, in terms of what would you want? How should a man interact then? Like if you said like there are all these things, how should they interact? Because I have an idea, but I just want to hear your opinion on it. How should they? What do you expect? Yeah, I think like in terms of communication, like you said, a lot of them they can't be direct. I'm not sure if you're just saying that in general, or is that towards men, or is that just all Gen Z?
I'm saying about both genders. It's
both genders are like that. Okay.
Yeah, both, like,
the Gen Xers, you can't talk to them.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm saying like you can be soft, you can be gentle, you don't have to be harsh with your words or anything like that. And you can always find a better way how to deliver a message to somebody where it's not attacking them. But
that's what Gen Z does, or that's what
no, like I'm saying
that's
for
what they
people
just
who's
can't tolerate
into that, who's mature into conversation, who
okay,
can communicate. But I'm saying to like say for example, like I remember one day when I was at work. And I would just stand the truth, but I wasn't harsh or downgrading anybody. I remember me and this grown man was having a conversation. And I remember it was during a time where there was like these transgenders who were in the WWE or whatever that was fighting women. And I simply said, I do not agree with that because you're still a male. Hitting a woman. That's what I said. I feel like I don't agree with that because at the end of the day, like yes, you can claim yourself transgender or whatever, however you want to claim yourself, but I still don't see that as right because you're still hitting a woman where a transgender still got more weight than a woman, no matter which way you call it. And I didn't downgrade him nothing. And the man that was ever listening to me and that man's conversation got offended and told my manager. So simply, I'm saying that was just, like I said, that was my opinion.
Told the manager what that men shouldn't choke women. What he saying? What does he tell? That men shouldn't slam women. Like she thinks men shouldn't slam women. Ain't right. Like, what's the? I don't see the complaint.
I guess he got mad because I was like, when I stated saying transgenders, I do not agree with transgenders being with a woman because at the end of the day, to me, that's abuse. That's still abuse towards an original, to a biology woman, towards a gender. The man got offended because he believed that a woman and transgenders can be in the same ring and it's still an equal match.
Yeah,
he told my manager about it.
Was he a transgender?
I didn't know what he was. I didn't even know who the man was. I didn't know. I didn't even know.
I mean, he had. I mean, like I don't want to say he had to be, but yeah, I mean, I think he had to be, right?
But I think he was a full blown male because I seen him when he walked out. He was a full blown male.
I don't know. Okay, so these is just a disagreement. The way I look at, keep going.
But that specifically, I didn't see that on that type of thing. To me, I wasn't saying nothing to offend transgenders. I wasn't saying nothing to downgrade transgenders. I simply said I don't agree with a transgender being with a biological.
You can't have an opinion out here no more.
Yeah, that's what I specifically said, and the man got offended. And
if you don't agree with everything that people are doing,
see. I think it's a bad faith thing on this. Again, like I said, I put all the responsibility on the listener, right? Now you can say what you have to say, and it's my job to try to understand, right?
Yeah.
You can say whatever you say. I can't force you to say the words I like you to say to make it sound the way I want you to say it, right? Yeah. So I always put the responsibility on the listener. So even in that situation, if the listener, but there's a bad faith mindset now where people always are trying, because the idea I see with a lot of people, and this happens a lot that I see with the students and even people around I work with, is that sometimes they will always assume the worst of what you say, right? So even if you say something that it doesn't matter what you say, they always take it to the worst, right? Like I made a statement. Once. They were offering a trip to Israel, and I said I don't want to go to Israel because they're getting bombed there. And they said that's Gaza. I said, well, Israel too, right? They're getting bombed there too. And a day later, they get hit in the airport, right? But as soon as I said that, they started getting offensive. Like, no, Israel's not this, and that. So I said, no, it's a war zone. They're shooting missiles both ways, right? Now they have more land in Gaza. There's landing it. They said. So, but the case is that a lot of people, they always go to they have a, I don't know if it's just in general, but generally, if I'm listening to somebody, I try to see it from
the perspective
of where they might be coming from a good faith. I don't think they have a bad faith perspective in mind. I don't think most people are speaking to be contrarian, like negative or aggressive. They're trying to say they might just be in this position because that's just what they think is the right position. So I try to see it from that position. But I think a lot of people today, they have this mindset when you say something, they automatically think you're the worst of you for saying it versus saying, okay, let me try to see. Or they just want to put you in a bad. People are quick to put you in a negative. They want to put you in as a bad person, right? And that's the big thing is. And someone said something today. They said it used to be virtue signaling, now it's vice signaling, right? They really want to. Being bad is the thing that is the case where they always, it's not even virtue that they're trying to see. They really quick to put people into the negative light versus the positive light, and that's part of communication. Going back to the theme of communication, a big thing is to see people from a positive position, regardless of where they stand. Try to see why do they think this in a positive light. Even if you disagree with the position. So if you said that men shouldn't choke slam women, right? Now I'm in that camp, so I'm not going to see a negative position.
Hold on, bro. I'm for the choke slam.
I'm for the choke slam. But the case is, they would quickly label you a negative label, right? So they wouldn't label you a negative label. Now, granted, maybe after a few investigative questions, you might deserve that negative label, right? But it's my job to see, wait a minute, are you saying this because maybe you don't understand this? Or are you saying this because you fully believe this, right? Now, for that one, I'm in the same camp, so maybe this negative label will hit me too. But there are other positions that people can take, and you gotta say, wait a minute. You ask a few questions. Wait, why do you think that? Right? Why do you say this? But people don't ask questions anymore. They just take whatever you say and run with it automatically. I think the lack of questions that people don't really ask questions. They just say the only question they will ever ask is repeat your statement in an interrogative way, saying like you saying women trans certain way, like they'll ask you like that just so you can verify that's what you said, and then they sending you off to to the camps. So the case is for me is that I believe going forward I'm not sure if this is I deal with the Gen Z, but I don't really communicate with my students. I just teach them and tell them. I really don't. I don't chat with them that much.
He just said I'll talk to the little niggas.
Yeah, I don't talk to them like that. The YNs. I don't really communicate with them like that because
KP, you know why he don't talk to them. Every time every week we come on the show, he be like, "Yo, like 8 people got indicted last night."
You know the funny thing is
I wouldn't talk to the little niggas either.
You know the funny thing, they all think I'm fed. They always say they keep saying I'm fed. They say, yeah, we don't talk around him, he's federal. That's they really tell. Everybody else said, yeah, but everybody thinks you're FBI. I'm like, wait, what? Why they think that? They literally go upstairs and say, we don't like talking around him. We think he's federal. So that's the case. I'm like, I don't know why.
All you gotta do is like this. Did you not just see 20 niggas get locked up last week?
Yeah, right.
like what other sign do you need?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but no, I think I definitely
maybe I shouldn't be doing what he just did.
Yeah, right. I definitely think better communication is necessary, though. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I remember like when I was younger. When I was younger, I was out of school for a bit, and I used to just be out there on the block, hanging out, walking around, watching stuff. And so one day, see this guy fighting this guy, and I see he hits the guy, knocked the guy down, right? Dropped him, boom. Yeah, he dropped the guy. And he's feeling big and bad after he dropped the guy. Dude jumped up, ran to the door, came right back. I said, as soon as he had got up and walked away, dude should have left. My man chased this dude down the street. That's like, lesson learned. Never let a nigga walk away after a fight. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. It was a funny story I got. I was in Baltimore one night. We was partying. We was in Baltimore and coming out the club. Wash was talking with Wash and Bert. And I think Hov was with us too. No, Hov wasn't there. Hov might have been there. But anyway, I go into this Dunkin' Donuts that's right by the club, right? Grab like coffee or something. And they was out there talking to these chicks. And homie's up in the car with the shorty. And her boyfriend pulled up, parked his car, and came over there and started arguing with Wash. And I wasn't there for the whole conversation because I was in the store. They told me what happened after, but I caught the end of it. And so basically, he was arguing with Wash, and he didn't want no smoke with Wash, not in the knuckle game. And he just started to walk to his car. But I was coming out of Dunkin' Donuts, and I just figured out what was happening because I see him walking away from Wash. I see him walking towards the trunk, and so I walked over to him. And I stopped him by the trunk, and I said, "Nah, we're not doing that." I said, "Nah." And I said, "Nah." And he looking at me, but it wasn't anything because like he was trying to get to his little Thule. Like obviously he was scared. Like he didn't want no smoke with Wash. I knew he didn't want no smoke with me. So I'm like, "Nah." I told him straight up, like, "Nah." So then he did like a little smile, a little giggle, and I said to him, I think I said something to the effect of, I said, "Look, my man," I said, "That's your shorty," something like that. I said, "I'm gonna get them out of here." You know what I mean? Something like that. But this was because we was there. What happened was he was talking. Wash was with the shorty in the club all night, and this is something that I found out. Like, I don't know if they do it all across the country, but I felt like when I had moved to Delaware for a little bit, I saw it a lot there, and I guess they was doing it in Maryland. Because I never was that type of dude. Like, my shorty ain't going. Like, my shorty go to the club. I ain't pulling up to the club she at. Like, checking on what the fuck she doing. I got too much shit. You know what? That's what it is. That's what it is. You at the club, go to the club. Fuck it. I ain't gonna be sitting there trying to come to the club, making sure you coming home to me that night. And so niggas used to do that in Delaware. Like you could, like girl be in the club partying all night. You in there dancing with some chick or talking to some chick. Then you come outside and like niggas is in the parking lot that ain't coming to the club the whole night. You be like, hey, wait. You like what the fuck? You just sit here to make sure she come home? Bruh. I was like, that shit blew my mind. Like that shit blew my mind that niggas was actually moving like that.
Yeah, the entry fee's $20. They don't got it. They're like, I ain't paying $20 to check on my girl. I'll just wait right here.
That's probably what it was.
That was it. It's that $20 entry fee, you know, for dudes.
I'm like, yo.
She probably asked him to go out. He might say, I ain't paying $20. I ain't paying $20.
like, yo, you could have just came, went and hung out with your shorty if it's that serious. Yeah. Otherwise, like, yo, what is it?
Nah.
It's like, yo, she come to the club without you, nigga. I'm gonna rub this meat on her back. Don't get mad. Oh shit. I mean, he should have came to the club.
You know, he could get mad. I'm not taking that away from him. He could get mad.
You can't get mad. You can't get mad.
I ain't taking that from the man. He can get mad. I mean, he's showing.
KP, keep it real. Keep it honest. Can he get mad?
Wait.
Can he get mad? Like, if a shorty goes to the club, right? Like it's like my chick can't get mad at me if I go to the club and I'm dancing on a chick, right?
Well, I would say if
you should come with me. If you don't come with me, I gotta have fun.
But think about it, if you don't really agree to your significant other going to a club, then just don't date somebody that goes clubbing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, just to keep it real, y'all would just tell them just don't date people that go clubbing. If you don't feel comfortable enough for you, you let your significant other go clubbing. Don't date somebody.
That's what I said. It's like, because if I go to the strip club, like, don't get mad at me if I go to the strip club and I get lap dances. I'm at the strip club.
Well, the strip club is implied. Yeah, if you go to the strip club, you ain't go to the strip club because you want to watch the movie or the fight on the basketball game.
I think it's some sucker shit. I think it's sucker shit for like people to go to the club and they spend all night trying to avoid each other.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the lamest shit in the world. I think it's the lamest shit in the world for grown ass adults to go out and spend the whole night trying to not talk to people.
Yeah.
Like that's a sign of mental illness. Well, to me.
Let's paint it like this, right? So a girl goes to the club, her dude's in the parking lot waiting. So what if she goes to the club and you approach her and she says, "Oh no, I'm in a relationship. I
respect that.
I just want to dance."
No. If she say no.
Do you say F your man? He ain't here.
No.
Throw that thing on me.
I feel like no. I feel like once you say F your man, then I feel like any consequence that comes.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering. I thought it's all hands all. You in my field now.
No.
Okay.
I see. I think that an adult can go out and have boundaries. What I'm saying is, no, you can go out and just because you go out don't mean that I gotta rub my meat on your back.
It sounded like that at the beginning.
What I'm saying is, I mean, I'm grown now.
I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you go out and she want to dance and then we dance.
Okay.
Talk. Don't get mad because she want to party and you don't want to party with her. She want to get that. Some people really need that energy. Yeah, everybody don't need that energy. Some people need that energy.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be
you ain't giving
with her like that, don't get mad at the people in the club that don't know that you her man who didn't want to come in the club with her.
he needs to get mad at himself because, like I said, if you don't like somebody that goes partying, then just simply don't date them. Like, don't find somebody that likes being a homebody like you, or find somebody that likes doing the same things that you like doing.
Yeah, find somebody that want to sit in the parking lot and wait for the let out.
But which might be the best time because it saves you money and you still get your girl. You be waiting out there.
We used to do that.
You need parking lot hunters. You need parking lot hunters. That's the ones.
We used to call it stragglers. We used to do the let out game. We used to do the let out game. We used to do the let out game when we was like not 25 and couldn't get in it. Like, so back in the day, to get in the club in Newark, you had to be 25. So like when I was no. So in Newark was a rough area. So like they used to have a 25 for men. You had to be at least 25. Oh. Yeah, so like 21 is the legal age, but in Newark, most of the bars and clubs was like, nah, fuck out of here with that 21 shit.
Really?
Some spots you had to be damn near 30 to get in. 28, some.
What spots you going to?
In Newark, bro. See, you didn't party in Newark was rough, bro. Newark was
I know they had that one place on off the highway. It's like 40.
Nah, Newark was 25 for a lot of spots. 25 back in like, so like say 99 or 2000, right? You might be able to go into a bar over there on 16th Ave, right? So like, you know, I used to hang out on this spot on 16th Ave, or I would go down to I had different spots that I knew I could get in, but most of the spots we couldn't get in. And then there was this one spot right there off of South Orange Ave that they used to have a little back room that they would play music in that sometimes you can get in near. But it wasn't, you know, it was more after hours than clubs and bars, because the after hours you can get in. So what I used to do is I just chill with the homies or chill and do stuff. And then 2 a.m., 1 a.m., I go hit up an after hour. So Newark was like an after hour city more than anything. But if you wanted to get into like a club or bar, most of those was like 25 back in late 90s, early 2000s, yo. Yeah, it was crazy time.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But like when I had moved down to Delaware, I'm like, yo, niggas really be out here waiting for the let out, make sure the girl come home. Like, yo, bro. That's why I started doing what Usher was talking about, and making love in the club, because them niggas was hating. Man, I gotta get this shit before you leave, baby, because I know there's some nigga outside trying to drive you home. Get this shit before you leave, girl. Come here.
You just trying to protect your investment. You bought a couple drinks, and you're like, I ain't letting that dude outside get the benefits. I got you right. I'm not gonna have you going out and park out. I gotta protect my investment. I just bought you 4 drinks, $20 a drink. I spent $80 on you.
Let's touch on a couple things I want to touch on before we get out of here. Like, I'm like, yo, we can talk about some good stuff tonight. We can talk about some good stuff tonight. Yo, I gotta get this. Did you post that casting call yet, KP?
That casting call?
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. Like, I can do it tomorrow.
I bet you everybody gonna respond when KP posted it. You know, these whole ass internet niggas they're gonna see her posted, they're gonna be responding. Niggas don't want to respond when I post that shit. Don't want to respond when you see it from a real one.
That's all you. It's just. Yeah, it's their defensive mechanism. Women's defensive mechanism.
Yeah, defensive mechanisms. Nah, people intimidated by a real nigga like that. So. I bet. Victory Day Parade. Victory Day Parade. Y'all know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. You want my people. You want my boy. Hey, explain to the people in the world what Victory Day Parade is, Kingmaker.
Well, apparently, from my understanding, Trump wants to do a military parade on his birthday this year. And
no, that ain't it.
That's not what you're talking about?
Nope.
Okay, which one are you talking about?
I'm only talking about the only Victory Day Parade there is. There's no other Victory Day Parade. There's no other anybody else that say they got a Victory Day Parade.
Oh, I guess you're talking about the Russian one then.
The only one, bro.
No, because Trump's doing one this year. He's doing a whole military parade.
He ain't got no victories. Americans
okay, all right.
Losses, yo.
So yeah, on his birthday he's doing a whole military parade. So military, yeah, it was the Russian military parade for. I guess they're doing it for what, World War II. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. So it was for the defeat of fascism. Russia is the reason why Hitler and Germany lost and why they were defeated.
Mm-hmm.
The Russians lost 27 million people.
Mm-hmm.
The Americans, we joined the war only to prevent Russia from taking all of Western Europe. So we kind of came in and acted like we were trying to be on the Russian side and split Germany in half. But Victory Day Parade, the importance of Victory Day Parade this year is the reason I wanted to talk about it briefly was a lot of world leaders are going to be there. And for the first time, China's sending a contingent of few battalions to march in the parade. But then you know who else is going to be there is my boy Ibrahim Traore.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's a VIP guest. And what happened is Zelensky, he said that he told the Chinese president and the Brazilian president that he can't guarantee their safety. I said, yo, listen, Zelensky is the president of Ukraine. And he told the other presidents that's going to be attending that he can't guarantee their safety. He basically threatened them that he's going to bomb the parade. And so I just thought it was some sucker shit that he would.
Zelensky said he's going to bomb the parade?
He said he didn't say I'm going to bomb it. What he told them was he sent them a veiled threat. He said, I can't guarantee your safety. And he said, and if you attend the parade, it's going to say that you support Russia's war. And I can't guarantee your safety.
I don't disagree with
that. So what
logic.
do you think? You don't disagree with that logic?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that logic. If you were in the height of Hitler and you went to his birthday party, it's like I think you agree with the dude. I hate the case. Not saying Russia's Hitler, but saying that from Ukraine's standpoint, yeah, you kill them out. How many Ukrainians who do you blame for all their uncles and cousins dead? You can blame
Zelensky. You gotta blame Biden.
You can blame Zelensky. You can blame Biden, but you blame the guy who shot him first, right? You gotta blame the guy. You gotta blame the guy who blew your father up before you blame your president or the people who told him to keep on trying.
So if I put you in a car,
mm-hmm.
right? If I put you in a car,
yep,
a remote controlled car,
yep,
and I drive that remote controlled car at KP, and KP shoots you in the head and blows that car up, you can't get mad at KP and say KP killed Kingmaker.
I would change that story.
You guys say, G Chili, why did you put him in a car and send him on a crash test mission?
What
we did was we sent Ukraine on a crash test mission. We took Ukraine. We got rid of their president. They had a president.
Mm-hmm.
The president said, no, America, I don't want your weapons. I don't want to fight Russia. I don't want no problems with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to kill him. We kicked him out the country. We kicked him out the country. We put Zelensky in power. Zelensky was a comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He was a comedian. Comedian and actor.
This was.
I mean, Trump was a comedian and actor too. So
okay, but
doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. That's the new world. Everybody's comedian. Arnold Schwarzenegger was mayor.
The point is,
the governor.
The point. This is the point. We took that guy and we made him president of the country. We said, find the most lamest nigga that'll do what we want, and we made that nigga president. And then we told that nigga, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do whatever we tell you to do. Knowing that everything we tell him to do is going to get his cousin shot. So when your cousin gets shot, bro, it's because you doing what I told you to do.
Let's see, right? Because the case is, okay, the first question I will ask is, who started the war?
We did.
I
told you we kicked the president out.
No, the start of a war is who shot the first shot?
Bro, the first shot was the Maidan. When we kicked the president out, and Obama came out there and said when Obama came out and said that he gave a speech on the White House lawn, and he said to the police of Ukraine, he said, you better not attack or arrest the protesters. And that's when in the Maidan, they had the tires burning. They did the whole ring of tires. John McCain and the other senators flew there and stood around the smoke of the tires and said, we are with the Ukrainian people. Right after that, okay, they put all of those Russians inside the building in Odessa and set the building on fire.
Okay.
So they killed look at the video. It's on. Go get the video of them. They killed all. Hold on. They killed all of those Russians in Odessa in the building. They set the trade union building on fire and killed them alive, burned them alive on camera. The Azov battalion did that. Then the Ukrainian president, the interim president, right? The interim president said to the eastern half of the country, because the eastern half of the country is all Russian speaking. So they started systematically killing and attacking the eastern half of the country. There was a full-blown civil war in Ukraine that started in 2014. Putin said, please stop.
Putin said, please, or just stop?
Yeah, no, Putin said, please stop.
Please stop.
Please stop. He did 2 peace treaties. He did 2 peace treaties. They were called the God, see, this is the problem with American Russian Ukraine peace treaty. It was the Minsk agreement.
The Minsk agreement. That was in the 90s.
No, that wasn't in the 90s. See, that's the point. No, the Minsk agreements was 2013 or 2014 and 2017. It was Minsk 1 and Minsk 2. And so the first one that Putin signed was to say, yo, please don't kill the Russian people in your country. Please give them equal rights. It would be like if in America, when America had segregation and was brutalizing black people. It would be like if there was a black country powerful enough to stand up for black people and say to America, please stop, or I'm going to have to come over there. So Putin said to Ukraine, please stop, or I'm going to have to come over there. Because in the Russian Constitution, they have a duty to protect Russian speakers.
Yeah.
They have a duty to protect their people. So he's like, yo, bro, I'm going to have to come fuck your shit up if you keep messing with my people. So he said, did Minsk 1, he did Minsk 2. The Ukrainians signed both of them. But then they said, but the Minsk, when they signed them, they only signed them as a stalling agreement so that America could put a boatload of weapons over there. And so what happened was this. This is what really happened. So Obama said what he said. They did Minsk 1. The war kept going on. The Ukrainian president came out and said, our kids will be in school. When he said our kids, he's talking about Western Ukraine. He said our kids will be in school while their kids are in the basements dying because they were shelling the entire eastern half of the Ukrainian country. So the Ukrainian military was literally and actively killing people on the eastern part of the country. Between 2014 and 2017, like 10 to 20,000 kids and women got killed in Ukraine on the eastern half by the government. Like bombing them. So then the Russians was about to send in their military in 2017.
Okay.
Then when the Russians was about to send their military in 2017, that's when we put Zelensky in power. So we put Zelensky in power, and what happened was we said Zelensky said, I'm gonna sign Minsk 2. Because Zelensky, when he ran for presidency, he said, all right, I'm gonna run for president because I'm also a Russian speaker. Zelensky was born in Russia. He said, I'm also a Russian speaker, so I can negotiate with Putin. I'm a Jew. I'm Russian. Because he's a Ukrainian. He's a Ukrainian Jew. He's born in Russia. And so what happened was we put him in power because he's a Ukrainian Jew born in Russia. So
who broke the second Minsk agreement then?
Zelensky and us, Biden.
What did they do?
So what happened was Minsk 2, right, was supposed to roll back.
This is when they occupied Crimea at the same time, right?
No. So Crimea
was occupied during Obama. So
in 2013. In 2013, as soon as we got rid of the president, Putin took Crimea back from Ukraine.
So it was under occupation.
It was never under occupation.
Was it not Ukrainian before 2014?
No. So before 2014, it was part of Ukraine. Crimea was.
And then the Russians took it.
Russia had an agreement with Ukraine because Russia gave Crimea to Ukraine. Gorbachev or whatever his name was. No, not Gorbachev. Yeltsin.
Okay.
Yeltsin took Crimea out of Russia and put it in Ukraine for his own purposes. He got duped by us. The Americans, we convinced Yeltsin or something to that effect to transfer Crimea to Ukraine. That was part of our big plan. We had a global strategy to keep Russia from having a warm water port upon the collapse of the Soviet Union. Because one of the things that the Americans wanted to do.
My question is, did they take it though?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. They didn't.
They received it or they took it?
No, there was the Russians did a referendum, and the people in Crimea voted to leave Ukraine and join Russia.
That's not how the world works.
That is how the world works.
New York can't vote to go to France.
No, you can.
That's what happened in the Civil War. They said they want to be a part of it.
The reason why New York can't do that is because America is the empire. But part of the UN Charter,
Taiwan can't leave China. They don't want to be part of China. China said you don't got a choice.
No. Listen. Let me explain to you real clearly, as clear as I can possibly say it. Part of the UN Charter is that everybody has a right to self-determination. So any territory, any group, any contiguous piece of land could vote to not be a part of another one. Now, that other one could then turn on you and attack you for that. Right? So, like, let's say New Jersey chooses to leave America. New Jersey could vote to leave America, but then New York, Pennsylvania, and Maryland could come kick New Jersey's ass. Right? Like, two things could be true. You do have the right to vote to leave. So when Crimea voted to leave, they voted to go to Russia. So the problem when they vote to go to Russia is you can't come kick their ass because now they're part of a stronger country. Okay. So now, as far as your Taiwan point, let me answer that. Taiwan could vote to leave China. But you got to understand this. Most of the people in Taiwan don't want to be a part of a separate country. The people who we keep in power, Taiwan, okay. It's so important to understand this. Taiwan was a military dictatorship up until 1984. The reason it's a military dictatorship is because the Tai Kan-shek, however you say his name, that group's name, they were the ones that America was supporting against China. When China won the Civil War, they all fled to Taiwan. Taiwan was always a part of China. So when the military fled to Taiwan, they implemented military rule. Most of the people in Taiwan don't want war with China. No one wants war with China. There's the elite population that does want war with China. But if they did a vote, they would lose the vote. There's about a 50-50 split right now in Taiwan, and it might be more in favor of China. So it's not as clear cut as in Russia, where when they did the referendum in Crimea, it was 99% of the people voted to leave Ukraine.
Okay, so you're saying well, I gotta look at the votes and look at the statistics on that. But so you're saying that so what you're saying is, what was it, February 2 years ago when the incursion into
February
Ukraine,
2022.
Yeah, February 2022. When Russia has the incursion into Ukraine, it was Ukraine hostility.
You checking them eyebrows out, KP?
It was Ukrainian hostility. Because what I'm saying is this. Now you're saying that it was from what you're telling me is that, and like I said, when it comes to Ukraine and their right to say you're not going to be safe, it's like, look, from my standpoint, if I was New Jersey or if I was Mexico, and say once we took Texas and all those places from Mexico, right? And even if people in Texas voted to be in Mexico, who knows, right? There wasn't many people there. Say the white settlers all voted to be part of America now. So the case is we took that land from Mexico or certain places like Puerto Rico, things like that, right? The case is if they vote to be a part of America, if somebody who you took it from say, listen, you can take it, you could do this, but you don't feel safe there. The way that it looks from me and from my standpoint is that Ukraine is here, right? Ukraine in February a few years ago gets attacked by Russia. Now you can say they were they antagonized them or political things like that, but that's not a reason to blow up somebody's grandma, right? Russia is a superpower, nuclear power, and it has security in the UN. It has a lot of diplomatic ability, but it doesn't choose. Now, granted, you can say yes, it does. But from Russia generally was strong arm. A lot of people did it in Georgia, did it in Czech, it did it in many places.
It didn't do it in Georgia. Can I interrupt you there? In Georgia has a breakaway territory called South Ossetia.
Yeah, they do. And you say they didn't invade Georgia?
No, they sent the tanks all the way up to Tbilisi. Tbilisi is the capital, and because they sent it up to Tbilisi because the president of Georgia, Chuckasvili, whatever his name was at the time, George Bush went and did the Budapest summit. And at the Budapest summit, George Bush said in 2007, August or 2008, no, August of 2007, I think it was. No, August of 2008 or April. And George Bush, it was the Bucharest or Budapest? Bucharest, I think. I think it was Bucharest. The Bucharest summit, NATO summit, and George Bush said Ukraine and Georgia. And when we say Georgia, people, we're not talking about the state in America. There's a country right off of Russia's border called Georgia. The capital is Tbilisi. We just tried to do a revolution over there a few months ago. The people over there came out and said we will not be another Ukraine. But so what happened was George Bush said that he's going to add Georgia and Ukraine into NATO. Putin held a conversation with him and said, bro, don't do that. And what happened was, once George Bush said that, the president, Saakashvili, whatever his name was, he started to bomb South Ossetia. So hold on.
No, I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
He started to bomb because once George Bush said they're going to be a part of NATO, he started feeling.
But what's the problem? What's the problem with letting them be in NATO if they want to be in NATO?
What's the problem with letting
if Georgia say we want to be in NATO? Why stop Georgia from being in NATO?
So here's the problem with them being in NATO.
No. I'm saying why would Russia tell Georgia you can't be in NATO if they self-determine they want to be in NATO?
I'll tell you why right now. It's very simple. Very simple. Russia and America were at Cold War at each other's throats, about to have nuclear war. Russia had an empire.
Yeah, the collapse of the Soviet Union. Yeah.
No. The Soviet Union didn't. The Soviet Union could have collapsed, right? And even if it had collapsed, Russia could have said, "I'm keeping all of this shit because can't nobody walk away from me because I got nuclear weapons." Russia willingly said, "You know what? Okay, I'm going to turn over everybody and let everybody be free. Everybody be neutral. As long as none of y'all work against me, you can all be free."
See, but
hold on.
I know where you're going with this.
Hold on.
Go ahead. I don't want you to slow. Go. Okay, go through it though.
It would be like I got you locked in my basement.
Yeah.
I got you locked in a dungeon. You can never get out. And I say to you, you know what? If you don't come back and try to kill my kids, I'll let you out.
But there is a
hold on. Hey. I have the ability to, if you try to come back, I have the ability to put the stomp down on your ass. But I let you go. Just don't pick up no weapons and come after me. America agreed the Secretary of State or whatever he was, Michael Baker, who worked for Ronald Reagan, I think it was, or either George Bush, said we promise that we will not extend NATO 1 inch
to the east. Yeah.
To the east.
Yeah, I know that.
Not only did we go 1 inch, we put it all around Russia.
Yeah.
And in every country, we took 20 countries that were part of the Soviet Union.
Poland, the Warsaw Pact, all the Warsaw Pact countries.
Everyone.
For the most part, joined.
The only two. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
The only two that's left are the ones that got the most Russians in it.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying.
Wait. You gotta follow the logic.
I know. I follow the logic.
You're not following.
I just want to, for the sake of time, I don't want you to.
You're not following.
Follow the logic to the end.
You're not following it.
I'm following it.
I just told you that they have a duty to protect Russian speakers
against their will too.
So if Ukraine is a part of NATO and you start genociding the Russians in your country, now if I attack, you got the NATO umbrella where everybody else in the alliance comes to help you. So now that means I can't save my people. That's one thing. That's one thing you got to think about. The second thing is those two countries are the closest to Moscow, the capital.
Yeah,
so
Finland
it's like
too.
Now any weapons that's in that country can get to the.
Moscow is the capital city. St. Petersburg is the capital.
The St. Petersburg, yeah, correct. But Moscow is where they have all of that stuff. So like you can take decapitation strike will have to happen on Moscow.
Yeah, of course. That's what. But this is what I'm saying. Is this if Hungary, if Georgia says, and it's not forcing NATO on Georgia, if the Georgian population, the country of Georgia, says we want to be a part of NATO, who is Russia to say no? Right? It's similar to the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? If Cuba says they want to work with Russia, who's America to say no? Bro. Or Venezuela say they want to work with Russia, but the idea is it goes both ways. Like when they put nuclear weapons in Cuba, and America said this is not happening.
That's right. They ain't putting that there about me.
But Cuba has self-determination.
Yeah,
and they should be allowed self-determination. They're an independent country. Georgia, Ukraine is an independent country. Now there are 4 million Russians.
That's not how power politics work, bro.
But that is the idea. Is that is not how you deal with countries. The case I'm saying is this though. Ukraine is a smaller country compared to Russia, as you all know. They have no military capacity to deal with Russia. If Ukraine says, "Hey, we want to be friends with these guys on the West, not the guys of the East," Ukraine can have that choice.
You can be friends.
I want to be very good friends. I want to be in the EU and I want to be part of NATO.
You can be bed buddies.
Right? I want to be in.
What you're not going to do is put weapons over here, though.
Who's Russia to say your neighbors can't have weapons? That's like us saying Mexico can't have weapons.
Do something about it.
That's why I'm against that.
When a person can do something about it, you should probably listen to what they talking about.
No, you don't. You don't listen. You work behind their back and do it in secret. Because if somebody's punking you, if somebody on the third floor is punking the guy on the second floor, you don't listen to the guy on the third floor. You can't punk me just because you're a bigger dude. So the case I'm saying is for Ukraine. Now Ukraine, to say Ukraine deserves what they got because they decided they didn't want to be friends with the guy in the East. They deserve to get their kids killed and their parents killed and their place destroyed. It's like that's what I'm saying about Ukraine. And if Ukraine says you shouldn't feel safe there, it's like all the people who died, and you can say Russia did it because they felt threatened, but that threat was a threat you made up in yourself. I didn't say I want to join the United States to bomb you. So I want to join the United States. Now you can take that to a maybe in the Russians' idea, a logical conclusion that once they end it, they're going to bomb Russia. Russia's a nuclear power, right? We're not going to go and attack Russia under any circumstance.
This is what you need to know right here.
Go ahead, because that's my standpoint. So from you saying that Ukraine asked.
That's all you need to know right here. See, you gotta understand how power works.
London on the track. First you get that money, then you get that power. If he tune in, knows up, but he on that powder. Now you walk around with VD in your trousers. Diamonds bullying on my chest, no fucking blouse. Bitch, I make it rain shower.
They won't know a thing about you. They won't know a thing about you. You did that. Blocker.
Be that never crack with that. Before I go with.
But the only no.
Russia can hit you with that block.
Yes, but the thing I say is this, right? Like you said, there are men in Ukraine, and the idea of it is this: Russia can say we have a duty. Let me say this one point. Let me say this one point though. Russia can say I have a duty. Russia can say I have a duty to protect Russian people, but you don't take. You hurt your own. Like we said before, and I don't want to go back to this. Russia hurts their own people. So you're going to other countries, killing other people for Russians, and then you don't even take that well care of your own people?
You take care of people in Russia? What are you talking about?
The idea of Russia hurts their own people a lot. And there are many Russians who will admit to this. Now, not every Russian is running around happy, right? The case is Russia terrorizes their own people. And to claim that... And to claim that you're going to someone else's country because we want to protect Russians, it sounds to me how America says when America's saying we're going here to protect this XYZ people. It's called BS. I call it now. Granted, you might say that's not BS, but America uses the same thing when they go and kill people. They kill the Houthis saying they're trying to protect the boats, right? They haven't attacked the American boat since the truce, saying they're attacking American boats, and then Trump comes out and says they promise they won't attack American boats no more. They haven't attacked any American boats since the treaty in January. So the idea is
they just hit the American Navy ship.
They hit the Navy ship after America started bombing them. The case is, prior to America starting their bombing campaign, the Houthis haven't attacked American ship in 4 months. And then, so the case of it is, America used the same BS excuse to say, we are doing this for XYZ interests, and it doesn't add up. So Russia can say we're protecting Russians, but how come you're not protecting your own Russians that live in your country, but you'll go so far to murder people around the world to protect
next door.
Who cares? Next door, you're going to kill for a million. There are 3 million Russian people. There are 3 million Russian people in America. They're going to come if America's not doing something. The idea is I call BS why I see BS. Now Russia does it because Russia can. And now you can. And my only thing to say on this point is that if Ukraine says, and I hope I don't wish death upon anybody, but if Ukraine says don't feel safe, people don't feel safe in Kyiv. If a politician if you go to Kyiv right now, you can't. Russia ain't gonna say we're not gonna attack you because G Chili's in Kiev, right? The idea
they wouldn't attack if I was over there because
they were bombed.
The Russians love me.
Maybe if you
right.
If Biden goes.
What up with my Ruskies, yo?
That's the case. So they wouldn't get the same. They wouldn't give the same grace if anybody goes to Kiev. So I wouldn't expect the same. You go to Moscow.
That's not true. If
they're bombing kids in Kiev. So
they're not bombing kids in Kiev.
Kids die.
No, don't disrespect.
They're not bombing kids. Okay, let's not say they're intentionally bombing kids. That's what Israel likes to say. We're not intentionally bombing kids. But the case is, kids die. We're not going to deny that. We're not going to deny kids died in Kiev, right?
Listen, the Russians is doing the Russians.
So you might. I know Israel says the same thing with Gaza. We're not purposely bombing kids. We're trying to hit the guys on the ground. Kids are just in the way.
I got respect for Russian people.
I'm just saying. Listen,
I got respect for my Russian
if you drop a bomb and kill my kid,
work out here.
If you drop a bomb and kill my kid, I don't care why you did it. You're my enemy. All right? I don't care what the United States did or who you said did it. If you drop a bomb, I know you would say the same as if you were at work and someone dropped a bomb on your house.
The difference is
it doesn't matter what reason they blew up your kid, they're gonna get it. That's just the case. Anyways,
America intentionally bombs cars.
Yeah, only America.
The Russians don't.
They don't. Yeah, Israel doesn't either.
The Russians.
Israel doesn't either.
Believe it or not,
the Houthis don't either. Yeah, none of them.
Believe it or not,
only America does.
No, not only America. Only America. Only
how about Israel? Do they bomb kids intentionally?
Israel. Oh, fuck it. Israel is doing genocide. Yeah.
China. Do they bomb?
No. China don't bomb nobody.
They don't bomb nobody. Yeah, I'll give them that.
They don't bomb nobody.
They don't bomb nobody.
Who China bomb?
No one in a long time. I'm trying to wonder. I'm trying to question if their bombs even work.
The only murderers on the planet Earth are the Western Europeans.
I'm starting to question if the Chinese bombs even work anymore. If you ain't bombing anybody, maybe your bullets are blanks, right?
No. It's like
they gotta bomb somebody.
I'm not outside fighting all day long, but
I don't know if your bullets work. I don't know if your bullets
I ain't gotta fight to fuck you up, dog.
That's the only way to prove your bullets work.
You're gonna for me. I'm gonna show you. Like that's how China is. I'll fuck. I'm like, yo, come over here if you want.
Russia doesn't intentionally bomb kids. That's interesting.
But the problem is, you got
Afghanistan would disagree.
Some people who love to fuck with people. That's what I'm talking about. And I hate people who like to fuck with people. And America likes to fuck with people. England fuck with people. France likes to fuck with people. Western Europe likes to fuck with people.
Russia doesn't
fuck with people. But Russia is the type of country that once you fuck with me, here come the long dick of justice.
Yeah.
Oh, take this shit and back up. Go to bed, nigga.
Listen. Well,
go to bed, nigga.
So, like I said, I support. I support anybody's right to defend themselves, regardless of what justification your enemy says, why they're hurting you, and why you shouldn't be friends with that person. You hurt me. Now,
anyway,
if you kill my kids, that's the case.
No more.
Yeah, if you kill my kids, that's the case.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the Met Gala, yo. That's real quick. Any of y'all watch the Met Gala? All right,
the Met Gala.
Met Gala. I'm sorry. Y'all watch the Met Gala?
No, I didn't watch it.
I was at a Met Gala event on Monday. It was cool though. It was my first time ever going to one. I was like, I'll do it again. I met a lot of fashion people with fashion.
What do you mean an event? Cool. Like you went to watch it?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I ain't watched none of that shit. I was too busy networking and talking to people. It was like cool crap. I talked to everybody in that building.
What did they do with that gala? I never watched it.
It's like fashion show type of thing. It's like clothes, makeup, hair, take photos.
It was some cool brothers and sisters in there. Like the host of the show, my man had this little outfit on, like this. I thought it was like a poncho. He said it was some vintage. He called it something. I think he called it a Komodo or some shit.
Like a Japanese thing.
Oh, that's what probably was. Yeah, he got
a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Kimono or something like
kimono or something. I don't know. He said something. It was dope though, because I saw him. I was like, yo, damn, where you get down? I was like, yo, but I didn't take no pictures. That's why I'm mad because I'm gonna try to see if I can get some of the pictures from their social media because they took some pictures of me.
Yeah.
I didn't take no pictures. I had my little fit on. I put that shit on.
Yeah.
Put that. Wait, where's my AB song? AB song. Wait, put that shit on. Put that hell on. But nah, what happened? This is how it really happened. I was looking for something to do, so I bought this ticket, and I was like, I'm gonna go to this party. So I sent it to Ish, and I was like, babe, I'm going to this party on Monday night. She looked at it and she was like, you booked the ticket for the Met Gala. I was like, what? She said it's a watch party. I was like, oh shit. Sideways anyway. I was like, yo, I bought the ticket just, it's like, you know how you see stuff on Eventbrite? I just saw it on Eventbrite and I bought it. I didn't even know what it was. But after going there this year, especially with the people who organized it, they was all cool as fuck. They in DC though. So I was like, yo, if I'm in town and y'all doing something, I'm gonna pull up though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now they got me now they got me interested in the Met Gala. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this from now on.
I saw Grande. Her dress is really pretty. She went really cool.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where Rihanna, she's pregnant again, right?
Rihanna pregnant? A$AP Rocky just got found not guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I saw a picture of Rihanna. I think it might have been this year. I don't know. I don't keep up with it. So a lot of celebrities go to this thing, right?
Yeah, it's in your town. It's in New York.
Yeah,
Andre 3000 had a piano on his back.
Yeah, because I always thought it was just. I don't know. I'm not into all that eccentric fashion. Nice black and white. You used
to be a fashionable brother.
I'm a fashionable dude still, but I'm not into that eccentric stuff where they be wearing like duck feathers on their head or you know, chicken dresses. So it's just kind of weird to me. Like they started getting weirder and weirder. Like you can wear just a nice tuxedo, or ladies wear a nice dress, but now they're coming there dressed like a Coke bottle. It's like, why? Okay. I don't get it.
I think that's what I learned was that's kind of like That's the point. I didn't never realize it either, but I was talking to people there, and that's like they got different words for that they use in their clicks. I was like,
but it's like costumes. It's like they're wearing costumes.
It's like they're dressing up like Halloween, right?
I got respect for it now. I didn't disrespect it before, but I didn't know it wasn't like even a part of my life. It wasn't even like now. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe I just don't have the eye for that type of fashion. It doesn't seem appealing to me. It just seems weird.
I don't like it.
I think if any of those actors and musicians come in just a nice dress, they're gonna look good. Right? You don't look good once you start doing all that crazy stuff. You don't look. I don't know.
Like
I wouldn't even talk to you. Right? If I saw you in a club dressed like that, I wouldn't even talk to you. It's like, what's happening? It's like, what's going on in your head? Yeah, it's like so it doesn't. I'm not sure what the goal is. Is it to be attractive or is it to be
I can't get my duck fed.
Weird.
I think the goal is not to be attractive. I think the goal is to be the most random out of the box.
So that's the goal.
Like I said, Andre 3000 had a whole piano on his back.
Yeah, but that's weird, right? Isn't that not
that's
weird?
what I'm saying. That's the goal. Is like to be
just be weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. I mean, then it's not a place for me. I don't know because I'll probably be boring. I'll come in there. I'll probably be the most boring guy there.
But that's how. For me at least, like it was cool for me because like I just went regular.
Oh, you went to a viewing though. I think it's probably better to watch them and hang out with regular.
I went regular.
You weren't dressed crazy at your thing, were they?
People at the event was dressed interesting. Like
they were dressed interesting too.
Yeah, they had stuff like and then like you had design, like people designed their own outfit for the night. So like everybody did that with some type of stylist.
Yeah, I guess that's the world. I can't judge them.
Yeah.
I guess that's their world.
Yeah, that's their thing.
I guess it's their world. I don't know. I'm not in that fashion world. Not like that.
Yeah, it was like I talked to everybody. I talked to every brother there, every sister there.
Now, what did you wear?
One guy,
What did you wear?
He's not a fashion guy. He was a lawyer.
Yeah,
he's a lawyer. He got his law firm out in DC. But I met him.
I'm curious what you wore though. What did you wear? I'm curious.
I wore black dress pants and I wore just a brown and black shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I was just regular.
Come on. You gotta put like a chicken on your head or something.
I
can't come in there looking like a working joke.
I can't.
Just got off of work and you came in there.
I had on regular, like not regular. Like my shirt ain't regular, the most regular, but it was like.
Coming in wearing trash bags on your feet as shoes.
Yeah, you gotta like that. But no, I think I actually appreciated it.
Yeah.
So salute to them, all of the creative people in the room, all of the people who I met.
Do they show the designers, like the people who made this stuff? Do they come out normally at this thing? The people make.
I think the people shout out who designed this.
Who designed this stuff? They don't come though. The people you shouting out aren't physically.
No, because a lot of the designers be like in other parts of the world, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they be in like different parts of the country.
Everybody there's a millionaire. You get someone a ticket. Like, come on. It should be bring your designer too, right? You should walk in with your designer, and I would respect that because you're giving some props to the person who made your dress. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just say salute to the Met Gala.
Makeup artists too.
Met Gala to the people who care about it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
People who care about it. Salute to the Met Gala. You know, it's a new part of my work. Something I'm hip to now. I'm sure check it out. Yeah. It was fun time.
Wait till next year. Next year you're gonna come in there with
Next year I'm gonna put that shit on.
You're coming in.
I'm gonna put that shit on.
Coming in dressed like a Rubik's cube.
You gave me an idea. Say that. Wait, hold on. Let me write that down.
Coming in dressed like a Rubik's cube.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Who designed you?
I'm trying to get my I'm trying to get my Halloween costume though. I know what I'm gonna do for Halloween.
Just rotating shoulders and just rotating.
Hey, Kingmaker, you do Halloween? You like Halloween?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
Me? No. I don't do it.
You don't like Halloween. KP don't like Halloween.
I don't. Yeah. I did plays, but I never liked dressing up outside of the stage.
Oh, okay.
I know it's that man.
All right, let's see if there's any last thoughts on the NBA playoffs before we get out of here. You care about it or not care about it? I'm loving the NBA playoffs. Where y'all at with it?
You mean care about it? Am I following it closely or do I?
You keeping up with it? You don't gotta follow it closely. You keeping up with it?
Yeah, I keep up with it a little bit. You know, I'm keeping up with it. The Knicks, I'm actually kind of proud of them. How they doing? I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I'm proud of them. Let's see what happens. Who you rooting for?
I mean, once my Lakers lost, I was kind of sad by that. But,
that's what
it took me a couple days to get over it. But now I'm just kind of like watching, like from an enjoyment perspective. Like, just happy to see good basketball.
You're not rooting for anybody?
Nah, if anybody in the playoffs I'm rooting for, maybe I'll root for Russell Westbrook to probably get one. Maybe the Nuggets.
Oh yeah, the Nuggets.
Oh no, I would say either the Nuggets or the Warriors probably.
Okay, yeah.
Either
no Celtics.
Curry get his 5th ring.
You want to go for Celtics?
Russ get his 1st ring. Nah, fuck the Celtics. I'm a Lakers fan. Fuck the Celtics.
I mean, it's like the Eagles and the Giants. Right? It's not me at least.
I can never root for the Celtics, bro.
Not rooting.
Never root for the Celtics, bro.
Yeah.
I would say Russell Westbrook.
You don't like the Celtics on principle? Like you don't respect their franchise?
No, I'm not. Never root for the Celtics.
AJ, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Garnett, none of them.
The rivalry is real there. Fuck the Celtics. But it's I would say that Russell Westbrook getting his 1st ring, I think that would be big because he's a good brother. He got dogged a lot in his career by the media and people in the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been a hell of a player. He's been a hell of a talent, and he's been a hell of a teammate from what I can see about him. And so I would love if he could end his career with a hard-earned ring, because it's not like a ring where he's like not participating. He's actually a valuable player on the team.
Yeah.
But I would also not be mad if the Warriors got one. But so if I had to pick who I would hope to get one, I would probably go Russ Westbrook. Nuggets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they play. Today's already in our time. I'm an hour ahead of you, but they play on Wednesday. Let's see what happens.
Well,
I'm see what the Knicks do. I'm interested.
All right. It's a good show today. I don't think I gotta even do too much on this one. This one I could just let this shit rock. I don't think I got to repost it. I could probably just leave that shit unless YouTube try to take it down because I played too many clips and say they be hitting me like
they do that
the copyrights and shit like that. So I gotta go in.
They've been doing that.
Stuff out. Yeah. Partially blocking.
There's no fair use thing.
Fair use. I mean, like, bro, I ain't even trying to monetize this shit, my nigga. Like, yo, let me use it. What the fuck? Whole ass niggas, yo. Like, God damn, get off.
I thought you could use. I'm not sure the rules. I think you could use like a couple, like only a certain amount of seconds of everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure the rules.
Yeah. Maybe that's probably what it is. Maybe we gotta look into the rules. Like, but because I ain't too pressed to be trying to do the whole monetization. I just be wanting to use the shit. Like yo, nigga, don't monetize it. No, I ain't tripping off that like that. I'm just trying to put together.
Well, at least you're on their radar, because if you're not on their radar, that means you're low. Maybe that's a good sign.
They're trying to.
I'm not sure if they do that to everybody, because y'all definitely see videos like with 2 views, and they be showing.
They be like
they got a whole movie on there, and they be having a whole movie. They putting the whole movie on YouTube. God watch it.
Bro, come on.
They don't be saying nothing.
They know exactly who I am, bro. You know how I know who they know who I am? Because they know who I be with, my nigga. Yeah. But listen, it don't matter. It don't matter because see, this is all they got. This is what I say. And we're gonna end the show with this. Yo, you whole ass internet monitors. Try to stop the kid. I'm unstoppable. And the reason I'm unstoppable is because I'm inevitable.
I am inevitable.
And he come back like, I'm Iron Man, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
You definitely getting a letter now. You know Disney's on top of this.
Disney's gonna get me blocked.
Definitely getting something now. YouTube's gonna be on you now. Disney be going through their stuff.
Disney gonna get this shit.
They getting you now. You're on Disney's radar now. The mouse is gonna visit you.
Said Thanos had so many good clips in that movie for me. But the one I love the most, not the most, but when he was like, "You couldn't live with your own failure."
Yeah.
And where did it bring
I
you?
wish they
back to
stop bringing out more movies like that, bro.
Yeah.
Go to the movie theater to actually go watch those movies if they actually start bringing out more movies like that.
Right, that was such a good clip. Like,
barely
that was
in the movie theaters no more.
Now I gotta play that clip. Hold on, let me play that clip.
You talking about the one when he was sitting on the rock?
He was sitting on a rock
before he started fighting. Yeah,
he's sitting on a rock.
He's sitting down.
Yeah, that was such a good.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Let's kill him properly this time.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. I thought by eliminating half of life, the other half would thrive. But you've shown me that's impossible. And as long as there are those that remember what was, there will always be those that are unable to accept what can be. They will resist.
Yep, we're all kinds of stubborn.
I'm thankful.
Thankful.
Because now
I know what I must do.
I know what I must do. I will shred this universe down to its last atom. And then, with the stones you've collected for me, create a new one, teeming with life, that knows not what it has lost, but only what it has been given. A grateful universe.
Born out of blood.
They'll never know it. Because you won't be alive to tell them.
My man had the powerful clips on there. But hey, it's a great show. Yo, good being with y'all tonight. Oh man, it's been a long day. Kingmaker, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me right here, Mentality. This is where my mind's always at, right here.
KP, tell them where to find you.
My Instagram platform is Our Company in Christ, MUA, and you can also find me on TikTok with Kaylin.Perry.
All right, and KP is doing multiple things out here in H-Town, and one of the other things she does is she really be making them. Your work, like those videos you was doing with your clients, it was looking good. Like the makeup was like perfect for them. Like each one, like there was one was perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Each one their faces was perfect, like for like their face. So at least for me, I'm not a makeup expert. When I looked at all of the joints, I was like, yo, you're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Yep, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm G Chili. I'm G Chili. You can catch me Gabarino Chili on Instagram, 81 Olives on Twitter. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. That's the key. Make sure you share. Like, don't keep the good shit to yourself. If you watch this shit, tell your friend pull up too. We gotta get people off this sucker shit that's going on out here and get them onto the real shit. How do I know this is the real shit? Because we here. Mentality. You should be here. Come then stay. You see the title when the show come on. Fuck with us. Don't get fucked over. We out of here. Love you.
All right.
Mentality, but then Zach told me, he said that's gonna sound like we try to like talk alpha male versus beta male.
Yeah, definitely gonna lean into that. Definitely gonna end up leaning into like us saying that men aren't men no more.
All these sissy boys,
they not.
These sissy boys don't want to.
This is how men supposed to talk.